a lot of you, a lot of family budgets, and many of you are cutting from other areas to fill that tank, right? So Julie Murphy-Casterly, who is president of JMC Wealth Management, she is here to talk about a few ways that you can conserve some cash without really changing your quality of life, right? That's
certainly,
good,
absolutely.
Good idea, but I feel like people already have cut out so much because of the spike in gas prices, because of the way the economy is. So where else can they cut?
Well, it's just little things that we can do. Like, for example, if you really don't want to cut out eating out, well, maybe you order from the appetizer menu as opposed to from the full menu.
Okay.
Because you can, you know, appetizers are huge these days, and you can still get the same volume of food, but you can actually then reduce your budget.
And it's all about going out sometimes.
It really is. You got to blow some steam somehow.
All right, so somebody like me, this is what happens to me. I say, okay, well, an extra 10 or 20 bucks a week, I don't really need to cut anything out. You know, that won't really make much of a difference. But when you add it up at the end of the month, I mean, if you're looking at an extra 20 bucks a week, that's 80 bucks a month, and it does make a difference.
And it creeps up on you. And what I fear for most people is if they don't have it from a cash flow perspective, then all of a sudden they start to see their debt rising on their credit card, and they're not as able to pay that off every month. And then it compounds the problem with interest and everything else on top of that.
Okay, so don't use your credit cards. Try your hardest not to use your credit cards.
Absolutely.
Good rule there. Okay, so let's run through some of the things of places where people can make cuts that aren't going to be felt too harshly.
Absolutely. So instead of eating out, maybe have like a potluck dinner at your house. Okay. You know, I mean, we think of, or BYOB, bring your bottle of wine with you to the restaurant, and that'll save you some money. We can also look at different tax type vehicles. We were talking about a tax return. Well, maybe you don't get that big tax return. Increase your exemptions by one, so it increases your cash flow to your household, because that will help things on a temporary basis.
Yeah, and sometimes if you do one little thing, it'll make a difference. It'll help you with those extra 20 bucks you know, a week. Another good one, public transportation, ride your bike.
Yeah, I-55 just came out with the Pace bus on the shoulder, so not only can you get there less expensive in carpool, but you can get there faster.
Okay, this one I don't like so much, but I'm going to let you go with it. Consider cutting cable.
Well, and I have an example for this one. A client of mine, she told me I was not able to touch her cable bill, and I said, okay. I said, well, what are you doing on your cable? She wanted all the movie all the HBO channels. And I told her, I said, well, what do you want? She goes, I want to watch a movie when I want to. So I said, why don't you do pay-per-view as opposed to having all these stations? And she actually saved $100 a month by doing that. Or
go to your Redbox or something like that.
Exactly.
And I noticed that sometimes people don't look at their bill. Maybe if they call their cable company, they're able to reduce that fee.
It works very similar to cell phones, where you can go back and work on your package in a different way.
Okay. Get rid of the activities that are not important to you. Like what?
For example, many of us stay enrolled. I'll use my son's music class as an example. My husband's like, do we have to keep doing this, you know, time after time? We decided, you know what, for the summer, we're going to save that $190 on the music class, and we're going to just spend more time at the beach this summer.
Okay. And the last one is one that you always talk about, and that is know what you're spending your money on. Maybe make a list of how it breaks down every month,
well,
right?
It's about a level of consciousness is what it is. Is that saying, don't lift the carpet up and sweep it under the rug. You have to actually face your reality, because it is what it is. And facing it, then you can deal with it, and then you can move past it.
It gives you a good idea of what's going on. All right. Thank you so much. Julie Murphy-Casterly joining us today.